Make sure my mic is properly. What it do? What it do? What it do? Now tune into another episode of D Free. Today we got a couple of things we're going to talk about. We're mainly going to talk about the edge rushers for this year's draft. Got some nice edge rushers, a couple of guys that I didn't even know was coming out this year. And then we got a couple of other things that we're going to talk about on today. Some surprising news that I got before I came on that I was just looking at right before I came on. And we're going to talk about it. The show starts now. What's going on? What's going on? Now tuning to another episode of D Free Sports Talk. And I got my brother Marky Dan in the background. Let me bring him up. What's going on, Marky Dan? What's going on with you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So yeah, like I said, there's a couple of surprising news that I got right before I came on, and I want to talk about them real quick. First, breaking news that I saw literally seconds before I came on. The Dallas Cowboys just traded with the New England Patriots a 5th-round pick. The New England Patriots is giving up Joe Milton and a 7th round. Now, this is a win for the New England Patriots because if y'all remember 2 years ago, the New England Patriots used their 7th-round pick to pick up Joe Milton. So, in actuality, the Cowboys gave up a 5th-round pick for 2 7th rounds because Joe Milton is a 7th-round pick and New England is giving up a 7th round. So it's a win for the New England Patriots. But it also give them something to be comfortable with if something was to happen to Dak Prescott because I believe Cooper Rush is gone. They don't have Cooper Rush anymore, so you have Dak Prescott and you paying him what 60 million dollars. So you need somebody to back him up just in case he goes down. So they couldn't go out and get a high. They couldn't spend a high draft pick on a quarterback because they got other needs that they need to fill, and them using a high draft pick on a quarterback is going to hurt them trying to rebuild that offense and a little bit on that defense because they lost a few people. But also, they couldn't go out and pay for a free agent quarterback because you're already paying for Dak Prescott. So it kind of helps the Dallas Cowboys. But did they overpay for Joe Milton? Because we only got a chance to see him for one game, which was last year, week 18. Now he was 22 for 29 with a touchdown in week 18. So it's a sample size of what he can do. Maybe he can go in Dallas and he can get further along, develop, and be a servable backup. But I like what New England did as far as the trade. I somewhat like what the Cowboys did because they needed a backup. So I like what they did. Let me say what's up to the people that said, what's going on, BBO? Of course, Marky Dan, what's going on with you? Ernest, what's good with you, man? And who else we got in here? The Sodom Boy College. What's going on with you? So how you feel about the trade, Marky?
I mean, part of me wants to criticize them, but I mean, if you were gonna spend your 5th-round pick on drafting a rookie quarterback, then I mean, Joe Milton is not a bad consolation prize for giving up that 5th-round pick. If you were gonna take a backup quarterback at that spot anyway, but yeah, I mean, I don't really care. Like it, it's a decent backup quarterback signing. Like he's a reliable guy from what I've seen and what I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, but the Cowboys, I don't know if I would have given up that fifth round pick. I think I would have preferred to develop the guy in house. Not only that, you just said yourself they had to pay a little bit of money. They had to pay probably a veteran minimum for him. At least with a rookie fifth rounder, you got to pay him nickels, probably underneath $900,000. So I don't know,
Hmm.
but this is what the Cowboys do. They gave up a fourth round pick for Trey Lance, and they basically never played him.
Right, right. They could have just kept Trey Lance. So I don't even know why
Now
they.
they could have
I
just
guess
kept their pick and
that
probably got
that
a
too.
lineman.
That too. Um, but the bigger news, the biggest news, and it is pretty much the news of the off season, the tush push. They did a vote on yesterday, and they were even 16 versus me, 16 and 16. So it was a split down the middle. 16 teams didn't want it. 16 teams said it wasn't a problem. Um, so they what they did normally, they have two things that they can do. They can either say, we'll just bring it back to the table next year, or they can cable it and they'll come back to it at the owners meeting in May. So they cabled it. But the biggest news out of that, because they need at least 8 more votes. But the biggest news out of them cabling it that after the vote was over was Roger Goodell doesn't want it. And Roger Goodell, he's one that if he wants something, he usually get what he wants. And so he's saying that is it's not right because in the rules you're not able to push somebody from the back and forward their momentum. And I thought that was in the rules, but I wasn't 100% sure. Um, so he's saying in the rules they shouldn't be able to do the tush push. So he wants to get rid of it. And another thing that I didn't know who was the owner or the team that brought up banning the tush push,
It was
and
the Packers.
it was the Green Bay Packers. The
Yeah,
Green Bay
but he
Packers
booked.
a big advocate against the tush push. So um, at first I thought, okay, they're 8 votes away. They probably not going to get it. It probably will have to come back to the table next season, and they might get something different then. But when I when they said that Roger Goodell was one of the one that said Roger Goodell is advocating to get rid of it, I'm like, wow, I didn't know that Roger Goodell didn't want it. So 9 times out of 10, it might end up getting banned in May. So because like I said, when Roger Goodell usually wants something, he usually get it. And it was the wording that the Green Bay Packers used. This and they couldn't decipher. Okay, well, what do you mean by what they had put in the I guess the complaint against the tush push? So that hey, they probably going to go back, reword it, and let everybody bring it back to the table and let everybody vote again, and it probably end up getting bad. I know you not happy about it, but how do you feel?
Um, I mean, part of me is like I don't really care because I think my team is going to be good in short yardage situations without the tush push available in our tool bag. But just the fact that 16 that we got 16 votes, I mean, and it was split down the middle, and they need a super majority. Basically, they need 24 votes. So I mean, I'm
Yeah,
still hopeful. Like I still got a hope out there. And
yeah,
Roger Goodell, obviously, yeah, he's gonna have a lot of influence and sway. It's a lot of politics at play over there, but I don't know that 16-16 gives me a lot of hope. More to
yeah,
the point, they keep the case that they're trying to make is, well, there's a high injury risk with this play, but there's no data for that. There's no data. Or excuse me, at least according to the articles I'm reading, there's
Yeah,
no data to show that this is a high injury risk play. They're just doing studies that say, well, the pushing and a player's neck could be exposed to injury. Well, okay, that you got to show real numbers of that. At
right.
least to get me on the side, you got to prove your case with numbers to me and physical evidence. But
Yeah,
I'm not. I don't really feel no type of way about this. This is to me, it's soft as hell from all the rest of these NFL teams, particularly teams like the Buffalo Bills that use it so much. Um,
and that
from
that
teams
that
like let me just land the plane from teams like the Packers that we bullied. Like go back and look at it. Jalen Hurts was trucking linebackers, trucking Packers linebackers. Dallas got it. Had that crazy touchdown where he little boyed the Packers DB. Like nah, we just different like that.
yeah.
That's what we do. But I don't know. I guess it's just one. It's an important tool, and they want to take it away from us. It is what it is.
Yeah, and see that was my thing. I didn't know until I did some research. I didn't know that there was other teams that used it as well, and I found out that the Buffalo Bills use it as well. So I'm not sure if the Buffalo Bills was against it or not because they
They
used
they
it.
were they were.
That
I'll say their coach was against it, so I assume that they sent their owner in there to advocate for them.
yeah, that's stupid because they use the same thing. So you against it and you use it. That don't even make sense. It
But
just also because you're
here's
not
the
good
thing,
at it,
free.
so you're gonna ban it because you're not good at it. And now, like I said, I understand the reason
Hmm.
why some of the teams want to get rid of it because it is doing something that's against the rules, but they have to word it properly because right now it just sounds like it's a bunch of people that's just um, upset because they're not able to defend it. So
Yeah, and that's my thing because Josh Allen. That was the thing last year. That's how they lost against the Chiefs. They couldn't get that 1 yard on their tush push because they not like us. They
right,
not like us. And
yeah. So
that's just it, bro. Like nobody runs it as much as us. Nobody practices it as much as Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. It's just we elite at it, but hey, that
yeah,
to me that's a compliment. When your team is changing rules, when they got to put rules in place for because of something your team is doing, to me that's a compliment. So
yeah. So
it is
let's
what it
let
is.
let's get into these edge rushers because that's what the show is about. The 2025 NFL Draft prospect edge rushers. There's a lot of edge rushers that's coming out here, and I didn't even realize they was this high in edge rushers. It's a total of I'm gonna go to the ones that's ranked high. It's a total of 25 that can be gone within the first 5 rounds. First 5 rounds. Everybody else will be late round picks like 6th round, 7th round. But 25 within the first round, a lot of people are projecting to be gone within the first 5 rounds. And I'm gonna start from 10 and work our way up. And my number 10 guy that I got on the edge rusher is Brandon Swim. How you pronounce his last name? Swasam from LSU. Brandon, I think it's
Yeah,
Brandon Swasam from LSU.
Brandon
Um,
Swanson. I didn't watch too much LSU last year.
yeah, hold on. BBO's in the building.
Brandon
Let me bring him
Swanson.
up.
God damn. I look up Brandon Swanson. It's a famous murder story. God damn, free.
You
What is
said
this
you
man known for?
No, I'm just saying I got him ranked number 10. And the reason I got him ranked number 10 is because he's kind of small. I think he's only like 6'1, 6'2, 200 and like 40, 250 pounds. He's kind of
Uh,
small for an edge rusher.
According
So
to ESPN, he's 6'4", 250. Had 8.5 sacks last season, two forced
oh, he's
fumbles.
6'4? because I had somebody that had him down at 6'2". So if 6'4", I mean 6'4" is fine, but the weight is still kind of small because the edge rusher, you want them to be somewhere between like 260, 270. Now he could gain the weight coming into the pros, he could gain the weight. But he wasn't a full-time starter until his final season. He showed very active hands, good understanding of rushing the passer. Now the problem that he has, he needs to get a little bit stronger versus the run, because he's there for the run stop, but he doesn't know how to shed the tackle. I mean, shed the block. He doesn't know how to shed the block. So he's there, and he gets to the running back at times, but sometimes he doesn't know how to shed the block, and that's one of the reasons why I have him ranked at number 10. But he does have a high power motor. He's one of those guys that he's better off in the 2-point stand instead of putting his hand down in the dirt. He's better off at the 2-point stand if you really wants to have him go after the quarterback or watch for the screen pass. He's better in a 2-point stand, because usually when you have those guys with their hands in the dirt, they pinning their ears back and they going straight after the quarterback, or they're going straight after the running back. But when you have them in a 2-point stand, they can kind of see the flats a little better, having them in a 2-point stand, so they can cover the flats if they need to. Like it might be a wide receiver screen. If he got his hand down in the dirt, he's going right after the quarterback. But if it's a screen, now he can turn and head to the screen. So he's good in a 3-4. I'm not sure how he will fit in a 4-3, but the 3-4, he's definitely where he excels at in the 3-4. How you feel about him, Marky?
Well, like I said, I didn't watch too much LSU football last year, but from what I'm looking at, I don't think a defensive end or outside linebacker, I don't think they have to be too big. Because when you look at the best pass rushers or edge rushers that we have in the league, Micah Parsons, I think he's under 250. Hassan Reddick, 240. Max Crosby, I think he's 250. So I'm not gonna I don't I don't say that's a con that you underneath 250. Because if anything, I think technique is more important. And you pretty much gave the rundown of what he's good at doing. So I'll just keep an eye out for him. But I don't have a problem with him being number 10. LSU, they're a recruiting factory, so they usually produce guys at all positions.
All right, what's going on, BBO? What you got on him on Brandon?
Yeah, salute, BBO.
Oh, what's going on? I think he's a good prospect, but for him, he's a guy who's going to depend heavily on what they play. If he plays the 3 technique, I think he'll shine. But people don't realize sometimes whatever defensive scheme they have really will play a part into their success, because people don't realize, you really build schemes around great players, not the other way around. That's kind of how I see it. What about you guys? Because I know with Myles Garrett, us running that 3-4 has been like almost life changing for him. You see him at 17 sacks this past year. What you guys think?
Yeah, no, it's definitely because you need for the edge rusher, you need to cater to what their strength is. That's why I said sometimes if you got them in a 2-point stand, it might like Michael Parsons is some of the times, and then sometimes you see Michael Parsons with his hand in the dirt. Sometimes that 2-point stand is better for the edge rusher. Sometimes with their hand in the dirt is better. It all depends on the athlete, because some of them can use their hand in the dirt and use that as an extra burst. Some of them are quicker than just coming off a 2-point stand. But also, like I said, it depends on how you're using them. Because if you're using them just strictly for a pass rush, you might want to have him in with his hands in the dirt, so he can get that extra boost in that lower center of gravity to be able to move the tackle out the way, or be able to get around that tackle a little bit quicker. With them standing up, you got the right tackle or the left tackle already coming from the lower position coming up, so they can get their hands up under the shoulder pads a little bit better. But like I said, if you're using that edge rusher as somebody to keep an eye on the flats, you might want to have him in a 2-point stand, because he could start to go after the quarterback and then see that it's a wide receiver screen or running back screen. Now they could turn and go to that direction of the screen instead of somebody that's coming straight out the dirt and going right after the quarterback. They're not going to be able to get over there as fast as somebody that will be in a 2-point stand. So it all depends on how you want to use the edge rusher.
I think too, sometimes people kind of misunderstand what LT or JJ Watt were doing. Everybody can't do that. Everybody can't go seamlessly from the ground to up movement, because we seen this year when Michael Parsons, he kind of struggled with his hand in the dirt. But I understand for financial reasons, he would want to be counted as a defensive end and not a linebacker. So that's the kind of tough thing, because some guys are trying to play a position to make money, and it might not necessarily be their natural position, even though they can make plays in that position. So I think Michael Parsons is a great example of that.
All right, so I'm gonna go to number 9. Number 9, we got the edge rusher Princely coming from Mississippi. He's specialized in pass rushing, outside linebacker in the 3-4. If you want him to be more versatile than that, you might be a little bit disappointed, because he's one of those ones that's pretty much predicated to one type of style. He can't really play the 4-3. He mainly plays the 3-4. But he can get to the backfield, and he does well against the run, but that's one of his weak points is the run. How you feel about him, Marky? Marky might be taking care of something.
Oh, my bad. You can hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, no, I was saying I watched a lot of Ole Miss football this year. I'm really high on Princely. I'm not sure which technique he's gonna which technique or scheme is gonna be best for him when he reaches the NFL, but he has a very high motor. And he has a nose for getting to the quarterback and getting into the backfield. So I think whatever team he goes to, he's gonna be a talent for them.
Yeah. Have you watched him, BBO?
Yeah, I watched him when they played Alabama. I mean, he jumped off the screen. I don't know if it was him or was Alabama not the typical Alabama that we've seen. Because I mean, he jumped through my TV.
I don't think Ole Miss played. I don't think Ole Miss
It
played
was Auburn.
Alabama.
Sorry, Auburn. Was it Auburn? I think it was Auburn. Was it Auburn?
No, you might be talking about Georgia.
So I'm thinking about Georgia. My bad. My bad. So
No, I got you, baby.
I didn't see it. I take that back. I guess I didn't see him. I thought he was somebody different. I'm sorry. No, I guess I didn't see him.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, like Marky Dan said, he does have a high motor. He's one of those energized personnel that's going to give you everything they got when they're on the field. But I'm not sure if you can use him all 3 downs, because, like I said, he needs to work on the run defense. He can get to the running back and get him down once he get back there. But I think he might be a little undersized as well. But I think he can make up that size in the weight room and put on a little bit of power, a little bit of muscle to be able to shed the block. So it's just a matter of him getting adjusted to the NFL. But he definitely going to be gone somewhere probably like round 3. He probably going to be a round 3 pick. Somebody might pick him up in round 2. I wouldn't necessarily pick him up in round 2. There's a couple of other guys that I think that will be left there that's I believe is better than him that will be available in round 2. So I think he's more of a round 3 pick, but I wouldn't be surprised if somebody get him in round 2. So that was my number 9. My number 8 is Landon Jackson from Arkansas. Jackson fundamentally sound, plays with length and surprisingly corner ability for a player of his size. He has overrated pass rush, and his percentage was low throughout his career, which presents him as a high floor. He's versatile defensive end who can be a solid for the run. I didn't watch a lot of Jackson, but the videos that I did see of Jackson and some of the highlights that I saw of Jackson, he's one of those guys that reminds me of, trying to think, who's the runner, the edge rusher that he reminded me. I said it earlier, and I was looking at him, and it looked just like him. Dang, I can't think of his name right now, but he's somebody. He's an go ahead.
Junior, the dude from the Texans.
Yeah.
The dude from the Texans. I know you're talking about. His name Junior something.
Yeah. So
they look like the same player. The guy from the Texans is a lot bigger.
Yeah, and this he has a great swim move, and he has a nice spin move. The problem with he tries to do the bull rush and he can't shed the block. He doesn't have the strength to shed the block when he tried to do the bull rush. He always get taken out of the
Will
play.
Anderson Jr. is his name. Will Anderson Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, Will Anderson, yeah.
They're like clones of each other.
Yeah, so when he tried to do the bull rush, he always gets taken out of the play. But I think he's an exceptional pass rusher though. He can get to the quarterback quick. Like he made one step. It was one video I looked at. He made one step to the outside and came back to the inside and left the tackle on the outside. And I was like, oh my God, he did him dirty. Like literally didn't use no hands, anything. He just stepped one way and stepped back, and he went straight to the quarterback and sacked him. I don't know. Oh, he did him dirty. But he can get to the quarterback.
No, my bad, Fred. Go ahead.
No. I mean, he can get to the quarterback. He's going to be an exceptional pass rusher. It's just he got to get to the right defensive coordinator, the right defensive line coach. Because if he gets to the right one to further his skill, he's going to be nice. He's going to be one of those ones that a lot of people say, Dad, we had a chance to get him, but we didn't get him. How you like Landon Jackson?
Yeah, I haven't seen too much on film tape from him, but I did see his combine tape. I also did see him go through some drills. I think it was at his pro day, and they were showing his freshman year when he came in. Like they were doing like it was a hand slap drills where you slap the dummy. And when he came in as a freshman, it looked so goofy. He looked so uncoordinated. Then they showed his fourth year. He looks like a grown ass man, and he's smacking the hell out of these dummies. So I look for him. Not only that, I'm looking at his measurables. He's 6'6", 260. I trust your evaluation on his athleticism. You said he did somebody dirty with nothing but his footwork. Yeah, I look forward to seeing more of him. That's all I can really say.
I'll say this to clear up what I said. I spoke incorrectly. I meant to say Will Anderson looks small compared to him because Jackson is about 6'7", 300 and some pounds. So the thing I would say, he kind of reminds me of Will, but Will also reminds me of what's my dude used to play for the Patriots? McGinnis, Willie McGinnis, because he got them long arms. I think when he comes to the league, he should watch tape on Myles Garrett because those long arms gonna get him a lot of places in the NFL. I really believe that.
Yeah. So that was number 8. My number 7, coming out of Texas A&M, Nick Scroton. I guess that's how you say his last name. I don't know. It's Scourton. I guess that's how you say his last name. But he brings a combination of size for the pass rush. He brings a combination of overall size, pass rush moves to the edge spot, which gives him the ideal versatile of the 3-4 or the 4-3 front. However, he does have some length and flexibility limitations. In the current state, he feels like a player who disrupt a massive pressure, but won't be able to get high sack counts. So he's more of a person that can get to the quarterback face and disrupt the quarterback timing and rhythm, but he probably won't be able to get to the quarterback quick enough to bring him down, because he's not as fast, or either he's not as fast to be able to get to him, or he doesn't shed the block as well as he needs to be able to get to the quarterback. But he will be able to disrupt the play far as his size and his size and his power, because like I said, he could probably push the right tackle or the left tackle, whichever side they put him in. He could probably push him to the backfield and it disrupt the timing and disrupt the flow of the game. But he probably won't get a lot of sacks because he's not as fast to get into the quarterback. Have you watched Nick from Texas A&M, Markey?
No, I haven't, but I've heard his name a lot, and yeah, I can't really speak on him.
What about you, BBO? Have you watched Nick? BBO.
Yeah, I watched Nick. I think he's like,
Mike went out. BBO.
hold on, my mistake. Are you talking about the one? I think he's like 6'4", 280.
Well,
Yeah.
it's two of them. I'm about to talk about the other
Talking
one
about
too.
Nick. Is it stock? Is it stock? Some with a what is
Yeah,
it?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. He's good, but his motor is a question for me because they don't run that much in the NFL like they do in college. So I don't think he'll be useful as a high pick, only because he's more of a run stopper. But he can stop
Right.
that run. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying.
what.
Because he only had,
That's
I believe he had like 5 sacks, which is crazy for a top,
Yeah.
for a big
But
time.
he had 10 sacks the previous year in the Big Ten. Now, albeit it was on a crappy Purdue team, but still.
Yeah, and that's one of the things they said he won't have a high sack volume, but he is good against the run. He will be able to stop the run. So he's more of an edge rusher. He more or less set the edge, and he won't let you cut to the outside, but he's not going to get a lot of sacks neither. So he's more predicated to stopping the run than he is to getting to the quarterback and sacking the quarterback.
So basically, if you're in the NFC, you need them with all those good running back. I mean, AFC, better yet. If you're in the AFC, because they got all those running backs. But honestly, that's a guy for me I wouldn't pick to maybe the 3rd or 4th round because he's not going to get sacks.
You think maybe they could convert him to an interior lineman? Because he's only 20 years old. He's
Not
already
big enough,
280
though.
pounds.
Not big enough.
He would have to put on another 30, 40 pounds.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. He's young enough to do that, though, Free.
This is what I'm saying. So when we say big, right? So there's 2 type of body types. You realize that Michael Jackson and Mike Tyson are the same height. They both 5'10". But
Right.
the 5'10" that Mike Tyson is a lot thicker than say like
his
a
body frame. His body frame.
Yeah, so I think a guy like him with a skinny neck, which is never good on your defensive line, because what I've always heard, you want him to have what they call a cow neck. He don't got a cow neck at all. So a guy like him, he won't be able to last long. I just think he's a specialty player, and that's okay. That's a guy. He just it's like that guy that the Cowboys got, that linebacker Cowboys got. He's in the wrong generation. That's all.
Hey, them boys, special team player get paid. They get paid too. And
What's his name? Vander Bosch? He's like a Vander Bosch. He just built like the old NFL. The guy's not
Vander
built.
Esch?
Vander Esch, yeah, he's like that. He's just outdated.
Vander Esch was pretty cold. I mean, until he had that neck injury.
But what I'm saying is like his skills didn't translate as well in the modern NFL like they would probably in the early 2000s, 2010s is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worth a high pick. That's just me.
Yeah, so now the one that is worth a high draft pick, and they think he will be gone in round 2 or in the second day, is Shamar Stewart. Shamar Stewart, he's versatile, high potential athlete who's still working on winning his reps with technique and discipline as much as athleticism and ability. He lacks the production throughout his college careers, speaks to the lack of refinement in his game, but he is built like a future NFL player who should be picked up in day 2. So
I
I
would, I
mean,
would,
Bruh,
I would
free
say,
1.5 sacks. An average of 1.5 sacks through 3 seasons.
I
yeah,
nah.
I would say he's garbage. He's almost like a white person that's broke. He's like a cop with with no weapon. Because he got all the look, the skills. I think like 6'7". The brother can't come through a guy like him can't come through the turnstiles, they say. I mean, he's not worth two flies smashed.
I mean,
He's
he
more,
might
he's
just need
more
the
of a
right coach.
no, but the problem is his motor. And one thing you can't teach is motor. I mean, because this dude, excuse my language, this dude's an Adonis, man. This dude looks like a chiseled statue, but can't get a sack. I
Yeah,
can
I
imagine
mean,
That's it. Why they got him all the way up at number five?
6, number 6.
that's too high. I mean, he should be a number
Hey,
105. He's
like I said, they looking at the potential. They're looking at the potential. They're not necessarily looking at the 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 product on the field. They're looking at what he does well, what he could potentially do well if he get with the right defensive coordinator, the right defensive line coach. So I mean sometimes they do work out when they get with the right personnel. Sometimes the college personnel is not the right fit for that athlete because it's a big school. That doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to bring out the best in the players. Sometimes
The,
he might need to go to another coach. Hold on, let me.
the
What's
only
going on, Hot
time,
Rod?
yeah, salute Rodney. The only
Yeah, I
time
finally caught
that
a live. Oh yeah, we talking my sport. What we talking now?
yeah, we
We
talking the
talking my
football,
sport.
Yeah,
the
we got
good
the edge
football.
rushers. We're talking about the edge rushers right now. The prospects coming out in
Hey,
2025.
but free. The
Yeah,
only time I'll accept production that low is if it's a guy coming out of Georgia or Michigan State or Ohio State where they got loaded defensive lines and everybody got to eat. And you saw that with a lot of guys like Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. They didn't have a lot of production in
hey,
college. That's
well,
because they were all eating. But this dude, I wouldn't take a
hey,
chance on him.
I mean somehow they
I
got
wouldn't
to.
say I want to take a chance, but he would be a late round pick because at the end of the day, man, he's still 6'7", 285. Like I said, the man is he. You know what it is? He looks like Julius Peppers, and I get everybody wants Julius Peppers or Javon Curse, but just because he can play a little basketball don't mean he's going to be a good edge rusher for you. People got to understand that.
Yeah, I mean, he might not work
I
out. I mean, then again, he very well could be the next Julius Peppers. So who knows? I mean, like I said, it all depends on the coaching and the teaching because sometimes it's just based off of technique. It's not necessarily strength and speed. A lot of times is the technique. If they don't have the technique, it doesn't matter how fast or how strong you are. The technique is bad. You're not going to be that productive. So sometimes it's just based off the technique. Hold on. Damn dog. But let's move on to number 5. The number 5 edge rusher that they got coming in this year's draft, and is Mikael Williams from Georgia. Now, I watched a lot of Mikael. He's a top 20 pick, a lot of people believe. He got a high motor, he gets to the quarterback, he can stop the run. The only thing about Mikael, he's a little undersized. I think he's 6'1". I think he's like 240, 250 pounds. So he's a little undersized, but he
Markel
has
is they got him at 6'5".
they got him at 6'1", or I'm looking at.
Are you looking at Markel from Georgia?
Yeah, they got him at 6'1". I mean, I mean, you never know exactly how tall these dudes is because some people measure with cleats on, some people measure without the cleats. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. But they got him. They said he's a little undersized, but he's a pass rusher. He wins. He has the pass rushing. He it's not as high as they wanted to be, but it could be what Marky Dad said. He's not on the field as much because they have other players that they switch in and out. But he can stop the run. He can get to the quarterback, and that's one of the things that he's elite at is the run stop. He's more of a run stopper than he is as a pass rusher. but he can get to the quarterback. But they got him ranked number 5. I know you watched a lot of them, Marky. What you feel about him?
Yeah, I'm always gonna take a chance on Georgia pass rushers, Georgia linebackers. They're always come out extremely disciplined. They all know how to stop the run. They all know how to pass coverage. They all know how to rush the passer. Mikel, I mean, he was just elite all year. Him and the other boy, um, that's probably gonna be top 2 or top 3. What's his Smeldon Holden, something like that. The two of them were elite this year.
Mm-hmm.
This is somebody I definitely think he could go in the first round, and if not the first round, he definitely goes in the top 60.
Yeah. What you feel about him, BBO?
I think he's good. And to be honest with you, that's a guy who I mean, I'll be honest, I would probably spend a second or third round pick on a guy like him. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be really good. That's just my thoughts. He's gonna be really, really good. Only thing I'm wondering is a guy like that, what position to play him at? That's my only problem. I wouldn't know where to play him.
Oh,
As far
I would. You would have to. Well, I understand what you're saying because he doesn't.
as far as
He's
either
not.
put his hand in the dirt or let him roam is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, me personally, it depends on how you playing him because I would look at him more of a run stopper than I would as a pass rush. Now his motor is always running. His motor is always running. So it's going to be hard to take him off the field because he can play the pass rush and he can play the run stop. It's just a matter of, do you have somebody better as a pass rusher than him? And then you would swap them out. When you believe it's going to be a rundown, you'll put Williams in. When you believe it's going to be a pass, you'll put the other guy in. So it all depends on who you got backing him up. If somebody is better at the pass rush than he is, you probably would swap them out. That's how I would look at it. How you feel about Mikel Williams from Georgia?
A second round draft pick. I don't think he's first round. If you ask me. I think the dudes that we're talking about coming up next from Texas A&M is better than him. If you ask me.
Yeah. Well, that leads us right to the number 4 edge rusher coming out in this year's draft, who they believe is number 4. And this is my guy. This is somebody that I've been wanting Washington to get in the first with our first pick, and that's Donovan from Boston College. This dude right here, he's a little undersized. Now he is a little undersized, but his speed, his technique, and his ability to get to the pass to the quarterback is you can't even teach what he does. He has the swim move, he has the crossover, he has the spin move. Now he typically spins a little bit too much. He spins when he don't have to, but he know how to use his hands well, and he gets to the quarterback exceptionally well. I will use him. They said that he looks good for the ideal 3-4 pass rusher. But of course, we don't use the 3-4. We use the 4-3. So I mean, I have no problem with him putting his hand in the dirt and getting after the quarterback because we got a lot of run stoppers. We need that pass rusher, and so I have no problem with them grabbing him in the first round and developing him to be more of a run stopper as well as he is with as the pass rush because his pass rush is exceptionally well. His run stop, it's not where it could be at, but it's good enough. It's good enough. He does good enough in the run stop. But I like him as a number 1, as a first round draft pick. I think whoever he's gonna pay dividends in them picking him up in the first round, or if he drops to the second round, that's going to be a steal in the second round. Marky Dan, how you feel about Donovan?
Yeah, Donovan Zakaru from Boston College. Firstly, he's not gonna drop to the second round because if he's there at 32, the Eagles are taking him. That guy, I think he's gonna be a bona fide superstar in the NFL. It's just like you said. He pretty much has the full package and arsenal of an elite edge rusher. He's fast. He has very violent and quick hands. Has great footwork. I remember it was a play. I think it was against Miami where he did a spin move, put the left tackle in the spin cycle. Then he bull rushed like the running back tried to chip him. He just threw that little dude out the way and then got to the quarterback. And like you said, he's not that big. I think he's about 6'3", 245. So I look at this guy. He's gonna be elite when he gets to that next level, and I hope he's there at number 32.
Nah. He's going to be gone at 29. I can tell you that for sure. How you think about him, BBO?
Hey, don't be surprised how he might pull up at 28. He might make a trade.
I would say is
He's going to have to.
You're gonna see a lot of guys trade up from the second round to go after him in the late first round. Because I mean, he, I wouldn't say he has as much talent, but I think he's right there with Carter as far as the want to and the motor. I think he's right there with Carter. And that's not easy to say because Abdul Carter is an absolute Ferrari.
Yeah, I've been saying this the whole time. Every time we did a mock draft, Marky Dan, you already know my eyes be looking for Donovan because I already know Abdul Carter gone. I'm not even looking for him. I'm like, where Donovan at? Is he there? Bet. Let me get him. That's usually been my first round draft pick whenever we do the mock draft. But Hot Rod, how you feel about Donovan?
Man, BVO, what the hell you talking about? This ain't no goddamn Abdul Carter. Are you tripping?
I said the motor, man. I didn't say he was
man, you better watch that tape. He ain't got nothing on Abdul Carter, man. You tripping.
Nobody does. He's no.
Come on now.
But the motor's there. The motor.
To be honest, I really didn't watch the ACC like that. It was trash this year,
Oh my god!
Like if you ask me, Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders is not a first round draft pick. None of these quarterbacks are. But we talking about this edge rusher. I really don't know much about Free. If you want me to be honest.
Okay, that's not a problem. But yeah, no, I mean Donovan, and he's projected to be the second best edge rusher behind Abdul Carter. A lot of the scout analysts, they all project him to be the second best edge rusher in this year's draft. He's low on the draft chart because of his size, because he is undersized. What's going on, Thomas Hill?
Aaron Donald shows you size don't mean shit.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't.
And he had 20 tackle for losses this season.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. But a lot of when it gets to the NFL, they want a prototype position. They want when they picking for that position, they looking at a certain prototype. They're like, okay, is he this size? Is he this weight? Does he have long arms? Does he have quick feet? They look for that prototype. So when a guy doesn't fit that prototype, they tend to kind of overlook them. Now it takes his skills and his talent for them to overlook the size and the weight. So if he has that size and that weight, they would say, yeah, that's who I'm looking for. But being though he doesn't have that size and weight, they kind of overlook him a little bit. But they were like, hold up, he's very talented. I can't overlook him so much. If it ain't somebody else out there that I'm looking for, I gotta go get him. So they typically want a certain prototype when they're looking at these edge rushers and linemen. They want a certain size, certain height.
And you know what you saying that? Don't be shocked if Pete Carroll grab him. Don't be shocked if Pete Carroll and them Raiders grab him.
Hey, I'm not gonna be shocked if anybody grab him because I'm praying that he makes it to 29. I don't think he will. I mean, if he makes it to 29, Washington got a steal. Washington would get a steal if he makes it to 29 because I think he should be gone somewhere between the first 15 because he's that good. I think he should be gone somewhere within the first 15 picks. But I don't know how bad people need edge rushers. Some people might need offensive linemen a little bit more than they need edge rusher, or they might need a running back or receiver more than they need an edge rusher. So it all depends on what these other teams need, how high they got other people on their draft board. But like I said, because we don't typically need any position, we're going out there looking for things that we want. And this is definitely a guy that we want because we don't need an edge rusher. We got 4 edge rushers. We don't need one, but the edge rushers we got are more so run stoppers. They're not pass rushers. They're more so run stoppers. Now they can get to the quarterback, but they're more so predicated on stopping the run.
I think with this draft class is exactly what you said. I think it's more about needs because at
Mhm,
certain positions is down, like receiver is down, quarterback is down. If you ask me,
mhm,
the most loaded position is the running back class. You know,
mhm.
like if you used to ask, if I'm a GM, would I take a Gentry in the first round? My answer is no, because there's other running backs that just like him, and I can get him in the third or second round. You know, so I agree with you when this draft class is more about needs than more about what you want than what you need. Because a lot of teams do need a quarterback, but this
Mhm.
class is low. This draft
Right,
class is not good with quarterbacks.
right. Now, my number 3, and I don't know if he should be a number 3. But they got him ranked number 3, and this is James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee. Um, I didn't see much on James Pearson, so it's gonna. I mean, I'm gonna take Marky Dan's word because I know he watched a lot of Tennessee games. He watched a lot of these that conference. So Marky Dan, how you feel about James Pierce?
I think he's the goods. I don't know if I'd have him above as a Karu, but he's definitely the goods. I could see him going in the top 60. Um, he was the leader for that Tennessee defense. To me, him and that defense really carried that team the entire year. I think he's going to be elite getting to the quarterback in the NFL. Um, a little bit undersized. I think he's like 6'2", 6'3", 240. So he's about the same size as Zakaru. But I will say he did have a lot more help on that Tennessee line than Zakaru did at Boston College. But
Yeah,
I think he's gonna be a very good pick for whoever gets him within the first or the second round.
yeah. Did you watch James Pierce Hot Rod?
Yeah, I watch SEC ball. I like him a lot. I think he's more of a true pass rusher. You know, I think
Okay.
his negatives is in the run game. But I think he's an elite pass rusher. He's going to come get your quarterback. He has the hand speed, the finesse, and the power. I like him. I agree. Top 3 pass rusher. I think he's the goods.
Yeah. Okay. I take y'all word for it. Like I said, I didn't watch a lot of Tennessee, so I take y'all word for it. Um, I mean, I can't even say anything else about him
Man,
because I haven't really watched him like that.
I'm gonna just send you a highlight tape. I'm looking at him right now. He got elite hands.
Okay.
It's
Like
just
I
a
said,
quick swipe when you
I
get the
believe you.
quarterback.
I believe you. I'm not gonna lie, but like I said, I haven't watched a lot on him. But I'm gonna go to my number 2, and they got him ranked number 2 because of his skill level, his speed, his work. I mean, not his work ethic, his motor. I don't know about his work ethic. I didn't hear anything about his work ethic. But his motor, he has a high motor. He has great technique. He has elite speed. The problem is he's probably not going to get ranked. He's probably not going to get drafted in the first round because of some off the field issues. He had, I believe, it's a sexual abuse charge against him. I'm not sure how that's going. So he's
Who's
probably gonna drop him to the mid rounds. Or somebody might take a chance on him, depending on how the case is going. If it looked like they got a strong case against him, or if it looked like the case is weak, they might take a chance on him. But the guy that I'm talking about is Mike Green from Marshall. They got him ranked number 2. This dude, when I looked at him on film, he has everything that you want in a pass rusher. He has everything that you want as an edge rusher. He can stop the run. He can stop the pass. Granted, he hasn't played against top level opponents, but the guys that he did play against, he showed that they wasn't on his level. So he should have been at one of those top level schools. But so from what I watched, this dude has everything that you look in an edge rusher as far as the pass rush and the run stop. He's fast. He got a high motor. He got great technique. He know how to use his hands. This dude, if it wasn't for the off the field issues, I would not be mad if he gets picked somewhere in the early first round. I wouldn't be mad because he's that good. Marky, have you watched Mike Green?
Absolutely. I've done a lot of studying about Mike Green. He is somebody. His comp for me is Hassan Reddick. I think he can be a superstar at the next level. Looking at his tape, he's extremely disruptive. Even when he doesn't get to the quarterback, he still affects the play. And he gets the quarterback more times than not. But yeah, I think. Also he's I think he's 6'1", two
Mm-hmm.
forty. But like I said, he's very fast, very disruptive. Elite hands, elite footwork. I think he's gonna be a superstar at the next level. I don't know about this case he got on him. Honestly, I don't think it'll drop his. I don't think it'll affect his draft stock too much. Um, is it a criminal case or is it civil?
I believe it's civil. I don't think it's a criminal case because if it was a criminal case, I'm almost certain that they wouldn't have him number two. They wouldn't have a number two if it was a criminal case. I think it's a civil
All
case.
right, then I think yeah, I think money can handle that. I think a team would be willing to give him his rookie contract. They get that handled out of court. But I hope it does. But if that's the case, I hope it does affect his draft stock. I hope he dropped to 32. I hope he dropped to the Eagles. Shoot, we get Hassan Reddick part 2 all over again. I don't mind it.
Hey, hi Ryan, have you watched Marshall this year?
Hell no. So y'all saying this dude is the second coming of Hassan Reddick? So he's a speed rusher?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm
he's
gonna
a
have to watch
speed
some
demon.
film on him. The fact that are you looking at Pro Football Focus? What website you on?
I'm on Pro Football Focus. Yeah, he's number
Okay, and
two.
the
Mike
fact they
Green.
got him ranked number 2 says a lot. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to watch that dude. I'm just going off what y'all saying about him because to be honest, I ain't watching no damn Marshall.
yeah. I haven't watched Marshall neither. I was watching film on him. I didn't watch Marshall, but yeah,
Yeah.
this dude definitely is elite pass rusher. He's an elite pass rusher, and he does exceptionally well against the run. Like he's literally everything you. And I put it this way: if Abdul Carter wasn't there, he will be number one. He would have been number one if Abdul Carter wasn't there.
That's
Um,
that's that's saying a lot too.
yeah, because like I said, the only thing that hurts him a little bit, and it like Mikey Dan said, it might not affect him. I think some people will kind of shy away from people that gets in trouble off the field, but it's the off the field trouble, and it's not like it's a bunch of cases. It's one isolated case that he has against him. So some people tend to shy away from it. Some people probably say, "Oh, it's a civil case. We ain't even worried about it. We're gonna go ahead, settle out of court, and let's move forward. We make sure that you don't make that mistake again." So you have some that would shy away from it. You have some would be like, "Man, I'm not even worried about it. Let's go ahead and move forward." So,
Yeah,
Man,
because
but
we had I
the
mean
league,
Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter had his situation, where he was racing with his teammate, and his teammate had a girl in the car, and they lost control, and they died, and that was a big situation they had, and they were trying to hold him criminally responsible for that for a little while, but we still took him. But as a
yeah,
result of that, he would have probably went in the top 3 if it wasn't for that. But because of that, he dropped all the way to 9, and we got to take him. So I mean, them situations could be beneficial for somebody.
you know who I'm
yeah.
surprised. Go ahead.
Now I was just gonna say, the NFL is full of troublemakers. They
Yeah,
give you second and third chances a whole bunch.
Facts.
Look how NFL players we catch them video beating a woman up and they still at the league. So it may drop them, but somebody's gonna take a chance on him. If he if
Well,
he's if he's the goods how y'all say he is, because I haven't watched anything, and if he's that good, somebody's gonna take him despite whatever is going on off the field.
right, right.
I'll say that the NFL will tolerate a lot, but they won't tolerate you beating up no woman, especially if it's on tape. They will get you the fuck up out of here. They don't play with that.
Man, you know how
Yeah.
many NFL players beat they woman up and will play in the league still?
Hey, as long as there ain't no video of it. When that stuff about Ray Rice came out, they just suspended him for one
Go.
day. It wasn't that bad till we saw the video. You ain't seen him since.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh,
So I mean, of course, we all know who number one is, and it's Abdul Carter. Now,
The
I was
freak.
sitting, I was sitting here looking at Abdul Carter, and I'm sitting here looking for pictures to try to get Abdul Carter, and every picture that I pulled up, it looked like Michael Parson. I'm like, no, I'm not looking for Michael Parson. I'm looking for Abdul Carter. And I had to look, I'm like, oh
they
no, that is him. I'm like, dang, this dog. Not only does he wear the same number as Michael Parson, because a lot of those edge rushers
that's
at Penn
a
State, they wear number
yeah,
11 when they
that's
exceptionally
a
well.
tradition.
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of them wear that number 11, but he looks like Michael Parson. Like literally looks like if you was to hold up a picture of Abdul Carter and Michael Parson, you would say, "Damn, these dudes look like they can be brothers." He looked just like him, but no,
But they got a LeVar Arrington. He started that. He was the first number 11.
yeah,
And whenever whoever is the captain of the defense, or specifically whoever is the best edge rusher on the team or best linebacker on the team, they get to wear number 11. Abdul Carter, on top of the fact he looks like Abdul Carter, or excuse me, he looks like Micah Parsons. They got the same body type, even though I think he might be a little bit slimmer. But I don't know. Dude is like BVO said. He's a Ferrari. Okay, this dude can take you anywhere you need him to.
yeah. The only thing that I would say that is a hurt. Well, not even a hurt. It's a con against him. Is his size. He's a little small. But
Man,
his skills surpass his size.
like
He got
free.
them.
It was just game after game. I watched with Penn State where he would just bully dudes.
Yeah, that's
He
what I
would
said.
just bully them, and the quarterback he would just be running for his life the whole game.
Yeah, his size. You overlook his size discrepancies when you see the actual talent over the field. You forget that he's only 6'1", 6'2". You forget that he's small. You be like, hold up, this dude is only 6'1", 6'2". This dude played like he about 6'5", 6'6". Like
That's what
he's
I'm saying though,
everywhere.
free. That's what I'm saying. Like to me, size is not that important. You because like I said, you look at the guys, the top pass rushers in the NFL now. Micah
Yeah,
Parsons, um, Hassan Reddick, um, Max Crosby, he's 6'5", 250. It's not really big dudes like that.
yeah. I mean, like I said, if the skills can make you overlook the size, then you got a heck of a player. Because a lot of times, like I said, when it comes to these edge rushers, they have a prototype. Oh yeah, a prototype that they look at. They said, I want my edge rusher to be somewhere between 6'5" and 6'7". I want them to be somewhere between 250 and 270 or 280, and I want them to be able to share the block. I want to be able to get to the quarterback, and I want them to be able to stop the run. That's what they look for. But if you get a guy on film and you say, you know what, forget all of that. I want him. I want him. Forget what I said I'm looking for. This guy has everything that I'm actually looking for outside of the size, because he can get to the quarterback. He can stop the run. He has speed. He can chase somebody down from behind if they happen to and get the edge on the opposite side of the field. He can literally come all the way around the field and run down the running back on the opposite side. So when you have that talent on the field, you like, man, I don't care. He's a little undersized. I'm gonna go ahead and pick him up. We can work around that. But how you I know how you feel about Abdul Carter, Hot Rod. What made you, outside of his speed, what did you like about Abdul Carter?
Watching him play with one arm and how he still impact the game. That was really basically everything I needed to see. He played with
Mm-hmm.
one arm in the championship game in the playoffs, and he still was making an impact, getting a TFL or half a sack. And we talking about in college. A lot of these players will be, these dudes are soft now. Some of these dudes will sit out. He played with one arm and was still having an impact on the game. That's all I needed to see, Free. I ain't even gonna
Yeah,
lie to you.
yeah. Marky Dan, what you like about Abdul Carter outside of his speed and his motor?
I mean, those are the two things I love about him most, but also his technique. I mean, this dude is a bully. Like all game long, he had 66 pressures last year. All game long, the quarterback is always antsy. He's always jumpy because you got to look out for him. And then when he does get through, you're on the run, and he gets through a lot. So, I mean, it's not really much to say. Like this dude, he's probably gonna go in the top three.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Now,
I think he could be better than Parsons. You know, really big fan of Micah Parsons. Why? Because you could run the ball his ass. He's not a complete DN. You know,
right.
he's just a legit pass rusher. You can really run the ball in Micah. This dude, he can stay in there for the run as well. That's what I like about him too. You know, he's not just
Yeah.
a pass rusher. You can keep him in there for 3 downs.
Right. And see that's what I was about to say. Outside of the speed and his technique and everything, the thing that I was going to say that I like most about him is the fact that he could play all 3 downs and his work ethic. That's the one knock that a lot of people have against Michael Parsons. They say, "Oh, Michael Parsons, his work ethic, he gets burnt out at times, and he don't want to play at the end of the game, and he tends to slow down when he feel like the person is too far away." This dude keeps coming. He don't care. He's going to play all the way through the whistle. He's going to keep coming. So that's the difference that I see between him and Michael Parsons. Yeah, Michael Parsons is still is an elite pass rusher, but this dude is a little bit different than Michael Parsons because you don't need to swap him out when it's a run play. He'll go in there and if he doesn't get the tackle, he'll hold up long enough so somebody else can come there and get the tackle. He'll hold him up long enough so somebody else can make the tackle, or he'll hold that block on that edge so they don't get around the edge. He set the edge so they don't get around. So I like him far as, and I'm not going to be surprised when somebody take him in the first. I think. See 1, 2, 3, 4. He's not dropping past the fifth pick. He might drop past the third. It all depends on what these teams need because you got some great talent up there in the first 5 picks, but he's not dropping past 5. If he drop past 5, somebody is tripping.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the Giants are probably taking a quarterback. I was just gonna say, imagine if they added him to that defensive line with Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Leonard. What's the big interior lineman they got in the middle?
Dexter
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence, and then they got
Yeah.
another guy right next to Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
Damn, and then you
Yeah.
add Abdul Carter to that. Like that's just crazy.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't be surprised if you see Abdul Carter in New England. Don't be surprised because New England got that 5th pick, or is it the? I think they got the 5th pick, or is it the 3rd pick? I know they not past 5. I think it's either the 3rd or the 5th. I think it's the 5th. I want to say the 5th because I know it's Tennessee, Cleveland. I cannot remember who the 3rd pick.
The 4th pick.
Who got the 4th pick?
The Patriots.
Patriots got the 4th pick. Oh, the Giants got the 3rd. Patriots got the 4th. Yeah. So don't be surprised if you go to New England because the Patriots already got a quarterback. They just traded away Joe Milton to Dallas, so they're not looking for another quarterback. They signed Josh Dobbs in the offseason and traded away Joe Milton for a 5th round pick. They're not looking for a quarterback. They got their quarterback for the future.
Well,
Only way I would say the Patriots don't get Abdul Carter if he's right there for them to pick him up. The only way I say they don't get him is if they looking at a wide receiver that they feel is better for their team than Abdul Carter. That's the only way I see the Patriots don't get Abdul Carter.
What I'm intrigued by is what are the Steelers gonna do at 23? I think they're gonna take a quarterback because all this talk about
What
Aaron
quarterback?
Rodgers. I think Jackson Dart and Jalen Milroe. I think they're gonna be there.
This quarterback class is not good, dog. None of these dudes
So
are good.
you let Justin Fields go and you let Russell Wilson go to draft a quarterback in the 23rd pick. That's not good. That's not
I
good,
mean,
dog.
listen, you can criticize Mike Tomlin if you want, but firstly, y'all can laugh if you want. Jackson Dart had an amazing year last year. And
Man,
Milrow, he has talent. Listen. Hold on. Listen, Milrow has talent. He had some fumble. He had some bad games last year. I'm not gonna lie to you. He had some really bad games where he was just throwing some boneheaded picks. But give him some time behind possibly one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, Aaron Rodgers. Maybe he could learn a thing or two, get his decision making along with Arthur Smith, learn the scheme, maybe come in the second year and ball out for the Steelers.
hold
I'm
on,
just
right?
saying, get a young guys a chance.
Hold on right there. You did not just say a running back to be drafted in the first round.
Okay, now we want to go to racism.
That
Okay,
that
that's what we
nigga
do.
is a running back, man. Come on, dog. Soon as we saw, what did he run in the 40, a 4.3 or 4.2?
Hey,
I
they
said,
said
I
they
said, I
said
said he
Jalen
going
Hurts
to
was a
running
running
back.
back.
I
They
said he
said
going to running back.
they said
Like,
Lamar Jackson was a running back. Two MVPs
no,
later.
them two dudes can actually throw the ball. He
No,
can't throw the ball
But Jalen Hurts had to develop into that,
because he
and
put the
so did
work in.
Lamar.
He put the work. They put the work in to get where they at. This
But
dude is
that,
not. This
but
dude is not
Rodney,
that.
that's what
This
I'm
dude is
saying.
not
You got
that.
the perfect bridge quarterback situation with
no,
Aaron Rodgers.
no, you
If you were to
don't.
bring him
No, you
in,
don't.
Dog, did
He's
you
not.
did you see Aaron Rodgers last year? No, Aaron Rodgers is not the same Aaron
that
Rodgers that he
bad.
was 2, 3 years ago. No, he had his wide receiver there. He still looked bad. No, Aaron Rodgers is not going to get any better. He ain't gonna get no better.
The
They,
Steelers are gonna win 9 games. I know that.
no,
And I disagree with you that.
I would
I'm
be
sorry, Free.
surprised if Aaron Rodgers make it halfway through the season. I'd be
I
surprised.
mean, listen, he did that. I mean, 11 interceptions for Aaron Rodgers is crazy. That's crazy. But to 28 touchdowns, I mean, had 3,800 yards free. I mean, that's not bad. 63% completion percentage for Aaron Rodgers is crazy. I'm not even going to try to defend that. But I think this dude could win 10 games with the Steelers next year.
I agree with you. I think if they get a veteran quarterback, they can be in the playoffs. Mike Tomlin has always had a winning season. That's what a great coach
Yeah.
does. But I disagree with you when you say the Giants are going to draft a quarterback when they got Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. In my opinion, the Giants are going to wait till next year. The quarterbacks coming out of next year are better than what's coming out this year. You maybe you sold on Cam Ward and Shador. I'm not sold on them two. Them niggas is ass.
I'm sold
Niggas
on
is
Cam
ass.
Ward. I'm not sold on Shador.
I'm not sold on neither. I think Jackson Dart better than both of them. You know,
Hey, I think
and
Jackson
and
Dart is one of them guys too, but
I'm
I ain't
glad
and
gonna
you
say
said
he
Jackson
I'm
better
Dart
than
sold
not
on
going.
Cam.
And
that.
Jackson Dart not going in the top 15. You know, and somebody in the top 5 is going to take Shador or Cam Ward, and that's going to be a mistake. Cough cough. Tennessee. Tennessee's taking a quarterback for sure.
They taking Cam
Tennessee's
Ward
taking the
for sure.
quarterback.
They taking Cam Ward for sure.
Now,
I can tell
Free
you
and
that.
Mark, I give it to him. The kid got an arm, but he can't read and he ain't accurate. He can't read and he's not accurate. And that's what you need in the NFL. Can you read? Can you keep the chains moving? Can you be a game manager as a young dude in the league? Why
That's
you
a
why you
fact.
think why you think your commanders were so good? Because Jalen can read. He took what
Yeah.
the defense gave him, kept the chains moving. You gotta take what's given to you. Cam Ward is not that quarterback. You know, plenty of times he missed the easy read to keep the chains moving and go for the big play, and it's either a missed throw or a turnover. You can't do that in the NFL.
No.
I don't think his game
No.
translates it to the NFL. I think Cam Ward, he won't last.
I,
He
I
won't
agree with
last.
I agree with you that he cannot come into the NFL doing what he did at Miami because you look at Caleb Williams, that shit didn't work. That shit didn't last too long in the NFL. He
And,
had to
and I think
adjust.
we can agree Caleb is better than Cam Ward, and we see how it turned out for him.
That's debatable.
No, that ain't debatable at all. Caleb Williams has a better arm. Caleb Williams is more accurate, and
Free.
Caleb Williams can run if he needs to. If he needs to run, he can run the ball. But he has a better arm, and he's more accurate than
I,
Cam Ward. That's all,
I
and
didn't see
he can read the defense too. So
I
he does the three things that Cam Ward doesn't do well.
well listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have seen Cam Ward make some questionable decisions, and yeah, but a lot of times when he does make those decisions, those head scratchers, it turns out to be big plays it turns out to be touchdowns. And I've seen this dude make big throws. He has an accurate arm. Like I don't know what y'all are talking about. Like he puts the ball right where it needs to be for his receivers.
Well,
Mark,
you told me.
Now I
are you gonna
think
be live free during the season? You gonna be live during the season free?
Yeah, he's gonna be locked in. He's gonna be locked in.
No, I'm saying, are you gonna be doing lives during the
Oh yeah,
season?
yeah. Most
All
definitely.
right,
Yeah.
bet.
I'm definitely
Mark,
taking Cam Ward fantasy.
Mark,
I'm gonna
Mark,
have him as my backup.
Mark, I bet you $20 he has a shitty season.
Nah, bro, he's a rookie. Get up out of here. Get up out of here.
All right, I
No,
bet you $20 he have a worse season than Caleb Williams.
oh, he's most definitely gonna have a worse season than Caleb Williams. I'm
Mm.
telling you that I know that for a fact that he's gonna have a worse record than Caleb. I mean, a worse season than Caleb Williams because even though Caleb Williams didn't win a lot of games, what he did do is put up daggone stats. Caleb Williams was throwing for 300 yards a game that they lost. He was throwing for 3 touchdowns or 4 touchdowns a game that they lost. The problem was the defense wasn't doing anything. Now he made mistakes too, but Caleb Williams was putting up some numbers. He's putting up some
Man,
I
numbers.
bet. I bet you
man,
the
I actually
Titans
thought
have
that
more.
team
I bet you the Titans have more wins than the Bears. I bet you that.
all right, I bet you that $20. Bet good.
$20. That's a friendly 20. Friendly 20.
Bet.
That's a bet.
Hey, I'm
Hey,
gonna
hey,
tell you
free.
right now.
I actually thought the Bears was going to have, possibly make the playoffs with the players they brought in last year. I really did.
Everybody
I
did.
did think I thought so too.
That was the whole saying. Caleb Williams went to a better situation than Jaden Daniels did. We see how that panned out. Jaden
Yeah, I
Daniels
mean,
was exceptional. They was like, we didn't see this coming. We didn't see
Now,
this
now,
coming.
I
free.
mean, I
Now,
think it was a tale of two seasons though, because Eberflus, he was coaching the hell out of the defense in the early half of the season, but Caleb Williams was playing like ass. Then when
yeah.
Caleb Williams decides to start getting with it, this nigga Eberflus is blowing games with shitty clock management, and they had to get him the hell up out of there. He was an embarrassment towards the end of the season.
Okay. Yeah.
Now,
But if everything had came together, because they had the Bears had the number one defense the end of the season, the year they had Justin Fields before he left for the Steelers. So
Right.
if Caleb had came together, he was supposed to be the missing piece.
Yeah.
Like that was just a shame.
What you were
It
saying,
was a
how about?
goddamn shame.
speaking of quarterbacks, now don't be shocked if Jaden Daniels have a sophomore slump like CJ Stroud did this year.
I don't see that happening. And I'm gonna tell
Uh,
you. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I don't see that happen. For one, they reamped the offensive line. They brought back his safety blanket with is Zach Ertz. They brought him back, and they got somebody who predicate to what we do well, and that's throw screen pass. And they brought in Debo. So
hey,
I don't see him having what CJ Stroud, and I think he's
CJ
a better.
Stroud.
I think he's a better quarterback than CJ Stroud. And not to take anything from CJ Stroud, he's a good quarterback. I just think Jaden Daniels is better. Because if you look at what CJ Stroud did his rookie year and you look at what Jaden Daniels did his rookie year, I'm not even talking about the numbers. I'm just talking about the play on the field. Jaden Daniels was much more comfortable in his play on the field. He was able to see the defense better than CJ Stroud did. CJ Stroud, he scrambled around a lot and took off running a lot because he didn't read the defense. Now with Jaden Daniels, he scrambled and took off when the play wasn't there. He didn't run because he didn't see the defense. He ran because there was nobody open. So he was like, well, I'm gonna get it myself. So
I
I
mean,
look at them two different type of quarterbacks.
I don't think that it's out the question that he can't have a sophomore slump.
No,
I
I'm not
mean,
saying it's out
CJ
the
Stroud.
question.
No, absolutely. I'm saying it's not out of the question. But CJ Stroud, and who looked better on the field? I mean, that's debatable. Like I seen CJ Stroud have some really close clutch time decisions. I think at a certain point last year he had like a 20-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and that was like the big thing for him. Um, yeah, I and not only that, you brought up the weapons they brought in for Daniels. I mean, they brought in a ton of weapons for C.J. Stroud. Now I give you this: his offensive line.
They was hurt. His
They all
weapons was
got
hurt.
hurt. They all got hurt.
I was about to say that. But Joe Mixon, they still had him. Yeah. I can't even say that.
I mean,
They did all get hurt.
he was out. He was without his 2 starting wide receivers for majority of the season. He had to rely on a 2-year veteran and Nico Collins. So I mean, he was without Stephon Diggs and the other guy. I forgot his name. Can't think of his name right now. Yeah, he was without both of them.
Joe Mixon missed some games too.
But they
Joe
was
Mixon
slumping
so
before.
He
was slumping.
He more so had a sophomore slump due to injuries, not due to his playing style. It was more so he didn't have anybody to throw the ball to, so he had to make plays more so.
But they was slumping before those guys even got hurt free. Because remember, they got blown out by the Vikings in week 2, and that was really like
everybody was getting blown out by the Vikings. What are you talking about? The Vikings was undefeated
Sam Darnold was also.
They was undefeated for
Sam Darnold was balling last year.
12 weeks. They was undefeated. They was blowing everybody out.
Hey.
No, the Vikings was undefeated for I think it was 11, 12 weeks, somewhere around there. I think they was 11-0, 12-0 before they got their first loss. They was blowing everybody out. That's when we were saying, man, Sam Darnold was on something different this year.
And y'all do got Debo. That's gonna put Terry McLaurin 1-on-1 all game. Oh my God, he's gonna have 1,500 yards.
Yeah,
I always like Scary Terry. Even when he never had a good quarterback, he still was giving the NFL 1,000 yards every year. He's just like Mike Evans. He's just like Mike Evans.
And that's what they said. They the only 2 players in NFL that puts up 1,000 yards and their receiving. I mean, their catches is under 80. They're the only 2 receivers in the NFL for 5 years. They've been putting up 1,000 yards and they had under 80 catches every year.
And
Mike Evans,
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Mike Evans did it for 10 years straight. Terry done it for 5 years. They the only 2 within the last 5 years that done it.
If he stay injury free, it's gonna keep going because they got their quarterback for the next 15 years.
They got
he may do what Mike Evans did.
Yeah. What you think they're gonna pay Terry next offseason? You think gonna get
it ain't the next offseason. They already talking about they're gonna extend him this year. He probably get it before the season starts. He's gonna get it this year.
Well, that's good.
He gonna get the same or more than what Jamar Chase got.
Hell no. Maybe. Jamar Chase was a Triple Crown winner.
Bro, you talking about a receiver that's putting up 1,000 yards with bum-ass QBs. He's going to get the same or more than what Jamar Chase got. I'm telling you.
Jamar Chase is getting close to 40. Now, I will say Terry played on a discount for a long time for them. So they might decide to take care of him.
I put it this way. Adam Peters have already came out, said they already talking, and he said he planned to have Terry retire as a Washington Commander. He already said it. He planned on having Terry retire a Washington Commander. So whatever they got to give him to extend his contract, they pretty much going to give it to him, or they're going to say, you know what, we might not be able to give you the amount that you get every year. You're going to get it on the signing bonus. You're going to get it in the signing bonus, so it doesn't hit the salary cap. They might say, you know what, we ain't trying to break the bank on the salary cap. Let's give you the money up front, and then this is what you get in the rest of your contract. So they're going to figure out a way to do it, and Terry going to get his money. I'm not even worried about that. Terry going to get his money. Terry don't want to leave. They don't want Terry to leave. They're going to get him his money. They already talking.
Terry.
Hey, they in a good situation. You got a defensive head coach with a good offensive coordinator. They're in a great situation, man.
Yeah. And then you got a franchise quarterback that's on a rookie deal. That's the
best time to surround your roster with key pieces.
They got 3 more years that they can fill their roster up around the quarterback before they got to pay that quarterback. They got at least 3 more years before they got to pay that quarterback, because we still got a 5th-year option on him. So we can give him the 5th-year option and say, look, we want 1 more year, and then you're going to get your money this after this 5th year. You're going to get what you're looking for. They probably give it to him before then, but they have that option to give him a 5th-year option, so they don't have to pay him right after his rookie contract is up. So he's going to get his money. I ain't worried about that. We're just trying to build a team around him before we have to give him the money.
Well,
Yeah,
good
just
for
don't be,
Terry.
just don't be like the goddamn 49ers.
I ain't trying to be
Choke
like
a motherfucker.
I'm not trying to be like the Cowboys. Them niggas always wait till the 12th hour to decide to do something. I know. Get this out the way now. Get this out the
Terry.
way now. But yeah, I'm
Mark,
about to get up
you
off
an
here
Eagles
because
fan,
we gotta
Mark?
get ready for BBO. Huh?
You an Eagles fan, Mark?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I am
Eagles
a Birds fan.
Man, y'all niggas got lucky, man. You know, man, I swear
Man,
on my
ain't no
life.
goddamn
No,
lucky. We were kicking dudes' teeth in.
Listen. If that game when y'all played the Rams was on not a snow field, y'all would have lost.
Hey,
The
I
Rams
mean,
should have
that's your
beat y'all,
opinion.
dog.
Jalen
The
Carter
Rams should have
made
beat
big
y'all, dog.
plays.
The Rams should have beat y'all, dog. It's all right. If
Hell nah.
y'all there
Rams
again,
should have Rams should
if
have
y'all
blocked
there
Jalen
again,
Carter.
y'all will see the Rams there again next year. Y'all will see the
Hey,
Rams. You
hey,
think your team is young? The Rams is young.
hey, they gotta see us though. We already there, nigga. Fuck is you
Y'all
talking
already
about? And
there. Y'all got y'all.
not only that, the reason they lost is they didn't block Jalen Carter. He got
I'm
back-to-back
telling you,
sacks on the last 2 plays, nigga.
Marky, y'all gonna be
Stop playing
without
with
a
him.
run. Y'all gonna be without a running back. Saquon Barkley's not gonna be there.
We extended Saquon Barkley another 2 years, nigga.
No, I already
I ain't
told you.
worried about you.
I already told you they putting Saquon Barkley on the cover of Madden. He ain't gonna be there
Oh
next year.
God damn it.
I already told you they putting him on the cover of Madden.
Yeah,
He ain't
that
gonna be
Madden
there.
curse. That
He
Madden
ain't,
curse.
I
he
ain't
ain't
worried
gonna be
about
there.
it. We gonna draft Scat Pack Scatterboo. We got AJ Dillon. We got Jalen Hurts, the best running quarterback in the league. I ain't worried about it, DeFilio.
Wait, you think
Whatever
he a
happens.
better running
Nigga, did you
quarterback than
just
Lamar Jackson?
you just say the best running quarterback in the league?
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
he
no.
if I gotta say which of the two is more like a running back, I'm gonna say Jalen Hurts. He a
No,
power rusher.
Man,
He'll
all
run
right.
you the hell over.
there was only 2 quarterbacks
Lamar
in the
Jackson
league.
is a literal scrambler. That's what
There
he
was
is.
only 2 quarterbacks in the league that was at 1,000 or right at 1,000, and both of them were from the DMV. Lamar Jackson and Jaden Daniels. So
Nah.
I don't know what
Jalen Daniels, Cali native, baby. Cali native, baby.
he's in the DMV right now. He's in the DMV right now. I understand where he might live at, where he was born at, and everything. But right now, for the foreseeable future, his home is the DMV.
Well, we got
So
a top 3 running quarterback in the league. I ain't worried
no,
about it. Whatever curse come our way.
no, I'm gonna tell you like this: Jalen Hurts is not a better running quarterback than Josh Allen. Not a better running quarterback than Josh Allen.
That's
Hey,
white chocolate right there. That's white chocolate.
I ain't
That
gonna
nigga,
lie to you.
Now,
Josh Allen.
moving.
don't get me
Josh
wrong.
Allen, he like a
Jalen
Mike
Hurts is.
Allstar.
Don't get me wrong. Jalen Hurts is a good running quarterback. He's a good running quarterback when he has to run the ball. But to say he's the best in the league, you tripping. You tripping.
I'm saying he
I put him.
top goddamn 3.
I put him top. I
put
put him
him up
top
there
5.
with anybody.
I put him top
Hey,
5.
hey, Mark, you know what
He'll
I got to
break
respect
big
about your
plays for
quarterback,
you.
Mark?
He'll run dudes over. He'll make dudes miss.
Yo,
I
There's
put
Mark,
him
you
really
know what I
top
got
nothing
to
he
5.
can't do out there.
you know what I got to respect about your quarterback? Your quarterback is a winner. He's a winner. You can say
Yeah.
whatever you want about him. He's a winner. He didn't win at every level. I gotta respect it. Because I ain't gonna lie, Mark. I never would have thought a quarterback with that running style would win a Super Bowl, but he did. He proved me wrong. He's a winner.
Yeah.
He's a
Hey,
winner.
whatever you say about him,
But they
you
ain't gonna
got to
be there.
say Super Bowl MVP
They ain't gonna
before
get
you
a
say
chance
it.
to defend it. That's the problem. They're not gonna get a chance to defend it.
That's
So
your opinion, DeFilio.
I'm just saying, y'all never defended it. Y'all
Hey,
never. Y'all
I
never
know you
defended
ain't gonna take it, nigga. I know
it.
that.
Hey, I bet you we will. I bet you we will.
Hey, I bet you
See,
the friendly 22, nigga, you won't.
okay. It's a bet. It's
I
a bet.
bet it's a bet that it's a bet that we gonna go farther in the playoffs, nigga. That's the bet.
It's a bet that we're gonna take the title from you. We're gonna take the title from you. We're gonna
So,
have
so in
we're
other
gonna have
words, you got to make it to the Super Bowl and win for you to win.
no. You said that you were gonna go further than we are. All we got to do is eliminate you, or you get eliminated, and we move further on. Your bet is over. You're not going to defend it. You said y'all not going to take it from. I said you're not going to defend it. You said I bet we go further than y'all, and I said that's a bet.
All right, then
So
that's the bet. We're going to
yeah.
go further than y'all. And then if
Oh,
we meet y'all, we're going to whoop y'all. And I'm going to get my $20 from you.
so
I'm going to get my $20 from Rock.
basically what the bet is: if we make it to the playoffs, y'all don't, you lose.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Right.
Right.
You do know
Glad
this.
we agree.
You do
Glad
know
we
this.
understand the terms.
Though you do know this is the NFC, right? You do know that this is the NFC, and this is the NFC East. None of
Division
us
is not good.
have defended the daggone title since what 2004.
I ain't
We
talking
haven't.
about with the winning the division title. I'm talking about playoffs.
No, you're
I
not.
mean, the
No,
division is important. You ever win a division, get that bye.
no. If we win a division, you got to shoot for a wild card. What if you don't? What if you don't
Playoffs?
get the wild card? What if you don't get the wild card?
That's
You're not in
okay,
it.
Frilio. I got faith in this goddamn
The,
team. You don't even worry about it. Worry
the
about what
only
you got to do.
the only guarantee of you making the playoffs is winning the division. That's the only guarantee of you making the playoffs, winning the division.
Hey,
If you don't win the
who's
division,
Well,
y'all sleeper team?
vice
Who's y'all
versa,
sleeper
Frilio.
team this year?
Vice versa.
say that again. Rob.
Who y'all sleeper team? Like who y'all think that was mediocre last year can possibly make the playoffs or have a winning record?
I'm gonna say New England, Chicago, and New England, Chicago, and the Rams. I mean, the Raiders. New England, Chicago, and the Raiders.
I'm gonna say the Colts. Because I think Daniel Jones, he'll have an opportunity with Shane Steichen to maybe beat out Anthony Richardson and revitalize his career. I'm gonna say the Jets. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Justin Fields. They still got a really good roster for whatever happened, for whatever bad content that for whatever malcontent Aaron Rodgers was. They still got a really good roster. Um, that's really about it. Oh, and the Cardinals. I think they're gonna have a big jump this year. I think they might make the playoffs.
That's interesting. I'm gonna say the Raiders and Pete Carroll. I trust.
Yeah, I like Pete Carroll as a head coach. I didn't like him because he eliminated my team from the playoffs. But as a head coach, he's a great head coach. It took him his second time to the NFL to grasp how to play in the NFL. But he's a great head coach. He's a player coach. A lot of the players like to play for him. So, and that's one of the reasons why I picked the Raiders. But also because of some of their free agency pickups they did this free agency, I think they're going to surprise a lot of people in the AFC. Then they're going to surprise a lot of people in the AFC.
I think Pete is a great dude for talent evaluating from coming from the draft. You guys remember he's the one that took Tariq Woolen, that 6'4" corner that's balling for Seattle. You know,
Yep,
he wasn't even
took
thought
him out
of.
of UTSA.
So that's why when y'all was talking about that dude from Boston College, I said don't be shocked if Pete take him, and don't be what y'all was talking about the dude from Marshall. Don't be surprised if Pete take him.
Yeah, I just don't think Seattle is going to take him because Seattle needs receivers.
The Raiders.
No, the
Raiders.
Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders need receivers too. I think the Raiders. I mean, they got. I mean, they signed Cooper Kupp, but how long is he going to last? So they
The
need
Raiders might
receivers
take
too.
a quarterback.
No, they got what's
They
his
got
name?
Geno. They got Geno. They don't need no quarterback. They need receivers for him to throw to. Right now, all he got. I mean, he got a tight end. He got a nice tight end. He got Cooper Cut, but they need probably one or two more receivers, and they need a running back. They need a
Now
running
Cooper
back.
Cup in Seattle.
It's only one receiver I like coming out.
Oh,
Free
Cooper Cut went to
Mark.
Seattle. My bad. He went to Seattle. That's right. He did go to Seattle. So yeah. They don't. Go ahead.
It's only one receiver. I think this class is down in receiver. It's only one receiver I like, and that's T Mac
It,
from Arizona.
if you know where you're looking, it's a lot of good receivers.
No,
It's
it's a
Where?
Alec
lot of
Io,
it's a
Where?
lot of good
Io,
receivers.
Io Manor from Stanford. He's coming out this year. Look
This
him up. That boy
motherfucker
that
said
cooked.
Stanford. I'm gonna look
Yeah,
him up.
boy,
I'm gonna
look
look him
him
up.
up. He cooked Travis Hunter for 286 yards 2 years ago.
Dog,
Cooked him.
I still
No, that
like
was one of the craziest
I
games I've
still
ever
like
seen.
me personally. The wide receiver that I've been looking at, I said if we get a wide receiver out of this draft, the one that I've been looking at is the one for Iowa. Trevion, I think it's Trevion Burke or something like that. Start with a T from Iowa. What is his name? Matter of fact, let me pull him up because
I'm looking at the boy from Iowa State. I'm looking at Jaden Higgins.
not Iowa State. It's Iowa, not Iowa State. Let me pull them up real quick. You know, there's some nice receivers in the draft. There's some nice receivers. Trust me, I already been looking at them. There's some nice receivers in the draft.
All right, when you say nice, in your opinion, nice to come and play as a rookie or to get a couple snaps? Because the only one I think that can
No,
come in and play is T Mac from Arizona.
no, I'm talking about coming in as a rookie and be a starter. There's a few. I say at least between 10 and 12 wide receivers that can come in and be a starter. Now, would they be a number one starter? No, they're probably going to be like number 2, number 3, but they're going to be a starter. I don't see none of them being a number 1 wide receiver right now, but yeah, I think it's a few receivers right now. From Iowa, what is his name? You got Jaden Diggs too from Iowa State, but the dude that I'm thinking about, where is he at?
And you got Nick Nash from San Jose State. He was a Triple Crown winner. He's 6'4". And at the top of the draft, you got Teteroa McMillan. He's
you know what?
the hands down best.
Hold on, let me see. No. My bad. It wasn't Iowa. It wasn't Iowa. It was
Rodney, I'm gonna drop that link for you, Rodney.
it wasn't Iowa. It was Texas. It's Isaiah Bonds. That's his name. Isaiah Bonds. It's Texas.
Oh yeah, Speed Demon.
Isaiah Bond. That's who I was looking at.
Let me ask you about him, Free. Because remember, they just had one come out named James, the other dude that's Worthy that's playing for Kansas City. He can't get off the press. Can this dude get off the press?
What I like about him is his speed. This dude, now he's not a big wide receiver, but the dude runs a 4.39. The dude fast as hell. We need a home run threat. Now, I mean, yeah, Terry can get down the field, but Terry is more so our route runner. We like him for the routes that he runs because when you look at Debo Samuel, he can run routes, but he's not excellent in running routes. So he can run routes, and he more so is that guy that you use as a Swiss Army knife. You can put him anywhere. He's more the gadget wide receiver. He might line up in the slot. He might line up as a wideout. He might line up in the backfield. You use him more so off the screens and short down yardage, and he might be able to get downfield here and there. Terry, he can get downfield. He has the speed to get downfield, but he's an excellent route runner. We need that downfield threat where he could take the top off. We don't have that. We lost that when we let Brown go. De'Ami Brown. De'Ami Brown was our downfield threat. We let him go. He left in free agency. So we don't have that downfield threat. We need somebody with some speed. That's why I like Isaiah Bond. That nigga, he can fly. And he's going to be there in the 2nd or 3rd round, maybe even the 4th round. He's going to be there. Another one that I like is Jaden Higgins. Jaden Higgins is another one I like. Now, I like him because he's big. He's 6'4", 214 pounds. What was his time in the 40? His time in the 40 wasn't bad neither. I think he ran a 4.4, maybe a 4.5. I think it was a 4.4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I think it was a 4.4.
He's gonna slide a little bit because I think he tore. No, I'm not sure. I think he sprained his MCL. I'm not sure if he tore something, but he was out for a little bit, so he's gonna slide a little bit. But he's gonna go in the top 90.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if I don't think the Eagles are gonna take him, but I wouldn't mind if we took a receiver, especially one of them guys like Io Manor.
And see the other dude that I wanted, he ain't gonna be there, and that's Matthew Golden. Matthew Golden from Texas. He ain't gonna be there. He's another dude that runs a 4.3. He ain't gonna be there. Now he was on the other side of Isaiah Bond. You had Isaiah Bond on one side, and you had Matthew Golden on the other side. So they had, and both of them the same height. They both 5'11". They both runs a 4.3. They both like 190 pounds. Let me see. What's Isaiah Bond's weight? He's 180. Matthew Golden is 191.
Yeah, so those guys got to put some weight on them.
No, it's
Like
some
I said,
receivers out there. It's just a matter of what you need the receiver for. What type of scheme do you run? And you got to pick the right receiver for the scheme that you run. If you just getting the receiver because there's receivers out there, then yeah, you might get somebody that doesn't fit your offense. So it all depends on what type of offense you're running, and you got to pick the right receiver that runs the type of offense that would excel in the type of offense that you run. Because people see speed, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that wide receiver because he's fast and he can catch. But your offense is not built on being fast. Your offense is built on route running. If you got a route running offense, then you need somebody that can run route well. If he doesn't run good routes, it doesn't matter how fast he is. He doesn't run good routes. It's based off of timing.
You also got what's his name? Oh God, I just had it in my head.
That's your American Bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got mine's over there sitting in the cage now. She's chilling. Mine's will be a year old on the 16th of this month. She'll be a year old.
Cutie.
She's
they just turned 2 in February. Free.
Yeah, mine's is a pocket American Bully. Right now, she's 11 months. She's only 13 inches high.
Yeah, I got the XLs. This XL right here. Yeah. You got papers on them?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Mark, you ever get an animal? Make sure you got papers, man.
Yeah, mine's is a fawn and white. I'm looking for a Merle stud to mate her with. I want it to be a Merle stud because I know them joints gonna come out beautiful. And it's a dude around here that got a Merle stud too, but his dog look like it's probably about 6 or 7 years old. It look like it's about 6 or 7 years old.
She in heat right now.
Yeah, mine literally just went out of heat like a month or two ago, and I was sitting there looking. I'm like, hold up, she can't be in heat right now. She ain't nothing but like, I think she was like 9 months, maybe. Yeah, she was like 9 months, and I'm like, she can't be in heat. But then I read, and they said they can go in heat anything between 6 to 12 months. They can go in heat at any time between 6 to 12 months. And I'm thinking they have to be at least a year old before they go in heat, because all the females that I had, they never went in heat until after they was a year old. So I'm like, damn, she in heat right now? And sure enough, she was in this joint leaking everywhere. I'm like, man, I had to end up changing the cage because she was getting shit all on the wall. Every time she wagged her tail, blood is splotting on the wall.
Man, I had to get some diapers. Shit, some pull-ups.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting to get it that soon because I didn't think she was going to be in heat that daggone soon. I'm thinking I got some time to wait before I got to go do all that, but nope, not her. She went in heat early, so she's probably going to have another heat probably somewhere around the summertime. I'm gonna probably wait till her third heat before I decide to mate her. I want to make sure she's fully grown, and that way her body can carry the baby, because I want her to be have babies at a full potential. I want to have somewhere between 7 to 9 pups.
I'm on the same timing as you. You know, they just turned 2. This is their second heat. I'm not gonna breed them until they third heat. You know.
Right. That's the best time to do it when they get to their third heat because they go in heat twice a year. But when you wait to that third heat, if you get it from a puppy, you wait to that third heat. That's when they at their full potential, and they can carry their body is built to carry the babies now. But yeah, I'm about to get up off here because BVO about to come on in about 14 minutes. So I'm gonna go take care of some things real quick before BVO come on. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I appreciate Hot Rod, Marky Dan, and BVO for coming up. I will be back on probably Monday next week. And we're going to talk about these receivers because I didn't talk about the receiver. I did the running back. I did the edge rushers. We're going to talk about these receivers next week. So, yeah. So I'm going to probably do that Monday. If I don't do it Monday, it definitely will be Wednesday. But I will put the link out for everybody to know when I'm coming on. Like I said, I appreciate y'all for coming through. And I will catch y'all on the next one. It's your boy.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. You welcome anytime. Let me get up out of here.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy D Free
Leo.
Sports Talk. We out.